Okay. It's like abrupt. Poof. I'm here. All right, hold on. Let me put the video. I gotta set the video up real quick. Make sure I got the right capture because it's not capturing it. Give me a moment. Let me just turn the music on for a second. All right, hold on. There you go. She's there. All right, I gotta pop the window out. Hold on a second. Give me a moment. This happens when you do something and you don't get it out. All right. Oh, it's the wrong window now. Hold on. Me struggling like in the kitchen creating stuff. One moment. I'm gonna get her. There you go. All right. Now she's up there. Let me resize her a little bit as she's waving. All right. Hold on. Oh my god. Discord video hijinks. Alright, hold on. Hold on. Getting there. I had this resized probably earlier, but I forgot how do you... Let's see. There you go. There. There you go. She's big enough there. Alright. Alright. Now I'm meeting again. Alright. New setup. New credits. You guys are laughing at me because I'll just go here. But, do you guys see the credits? Alright,
yeah,
so... Yep, so it's not a scuff stream, Venus. I see you there.
Look, I said that when you were messing with the video feed.
Well, I guess I didn't have to
That is scuff.
Yeah, that's not scuff.
Scuff.
Welcome to
You
season
should have
2.
tested it.
What makes this stream scuffed is there is no underscore in my name.
Oh, whoops. I'll fix that next time. I apologize. Apologize for I threw it together and I didn't proofread it apparently. But alright, hold on. Let me try to set my phone real quick. Alright, welcome back.
It did look great.
I'm okay.
Thank you. Alright. Yeah. You sound good. You have your little square and your name and your where to find you right here. You can see it. So there. So that's Faye, our almost famous, but either way, she goes by both. Or I don't know what else we would call by, but she goes by many things. There you go. Right, hold on. Let me set this up. All right, so season 2 is going to be a little more condensed. We're not going to go for late nights because people get tired when they're late. People go to sleep later. I mean, they're late night people, but we're going to stick to the hour thing. But we have been gone for 2 months, so we haven't seen her. So let's do a quick recap for everyone. Where have you been the last 2 months? And Faye will do an intro for her part because she's first time here. So, Purpose, where have you been for 2 months and what have you been up to?
I have been working a whole lot and visiting family. We had a great trip down to see my grandmother and family down in Kentucky, and while we were down there, we got to see the fabulous Power Just Power.
Nice.
So that was awesome. Got to meet him and have dinner with him and have breakfast with him, and it was a great time. But that's really been it for me. I've just been busy with work and keeping up with Genshin, raising the girls, and trying to, just keep on going.
Nice. Venus, what have you been up to the last 2 months?
I've been at home. That's really it.
That's really it? Oh.
Same as always. I'm the same as always. I stay at home. I play my games. I visited my family a couple of times throughout the last couple of months. We did Christmas like a week early, which threw off everybody in my life.
Oh, okay. Wait, do you just do the transcribing job, or you not do that anymore, or no?
No, I haven't done that for a few months because...
Oh, you haven't done it for months?
Yeah, they wanted me to use like company equipment, which is a whole separate laptop, and I already have a PC, a TV as my monitor, and a separate laptop for myself, so I really just don't have the room for it.
Gotcha. So you could find her streaming more often. And guess what? You're doing the karaoke stream, right?
Me and Regan are going to talk about it, yes.
Okay. So definitely catch a karaoke stream. So last 2 months, because we know we went for Thanksgiving and Christmas. The only, I think, top highlight, I went back to New York. So we went to go see Beetlejuice on Broadway, the last showing before they went up Broadway. It was pretty awesome. Went to like a fancy restaurant for dinner, so chandeliers and all this stuff, and it was like very good. So that, and then also work. I mean, I've also been working too, so pretty much work has been it, but we miss you guys. So we're back for another season of TPP Podcast. So catch us every Friday. New format. The guest host will get a little part in there in the opening credits that you saw. And this is our guest. Hey, right over here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So, you said every Friday? Are we doing this every
Friday? No. Once a month. Sorry. The last Friday of the month. The last Friday of the month. All right. So Faye, introduce yourself.
Give Purpose a heart attack.
Give Purpose a heart attack. So Faye, introduce yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? Give us the full one.
I hate introductions.
Oh.
Hi guys. So, if you like all things spooky, then my channel is probably the place to be, because that's what we do: spooks and puzzles, and just generally my chat tries to give me a heart attack. They've turned my heart rate monitor into a high score game, so please come join them. Help kill me on stream.
Nice.
I am from Texas. Somebody get me out of here. Save me. But
it's not much better where I'm at. I'm from Florida.
Pennsylvania's not worse too. I can tell you that.
I mean, there's really not a lot of options anymore. Let's be
honest. To be honest, for sure.
Y'all, I live in Missouri, so.
Missouri.
I'm just saying.
A good pun. I don't know if there is a happy medium. Like, you go too far south, it gets really hot. You go too far north, it gets really cold. There's like nowhere in the country that's kind of like that nice medium. But yeah. But did you?
Because it's like 45 degrees here, and I'm talking about how I'm just like absolutely freezing.
Yeah.
I'm not built for cold. I'm built for the summertime here, where it's like 115.
Oh yeah.
You would like Florida.
Like 43. I lived in Florida for about a year. The weather was lovely. The people?
It's very true.
I know what I'm talking about.
This is why I don't leave my house.
Well, there you go.
That's legitimate.
So you can find Faye on the channel. Let's do a quick shout out. I know she hates this. Let's see what clip comes up. If it's on here. Oh, it's not on here. I don't have it on here. You're safe. It's not on here. All right, we'll definitely go check her out. Yeah, I'll just do the regular. I was like, one of those things where I realized from last time, I always get trolled by people during the podcast putting sounders. I took everything off, so it's the bare minimum of everything that it is for this scene to work. So, but yeah, I definitely. Oh, I did the wrong one again. I did the wrong one again. Yeah. Hold on. This is where you monitor yourself all the time. You forgot to type it correctly. All right, here you go. If you haven't followed Faye already, most of us probably is. There you go. Shout out given to Faye. So, all right. So that's what we've been up to. That's who Faye is. So the first topic, and I know it's a big topic because based on the show that came out, The Last of Us. I don't know if anyone's seen it. I know I've seen it. I know Purpose probably hasn't seen it yet. Faye's probably. Faye, have you ever Last of Us? No, not at all. Venus, you probably no.
Played it, haven't seen it.
No,
I've watched it be played and have not seen it.
Oh, okay.
Tomatoes thrown.
Oh no, that's fine. No. Well, it's one of those things because like it's the topic of video game adaptations to film, and like literally, based on I played it and seen it, The Last of Us, they've done a good adaptation. Like it's literally very close. And
I've heard that it's really good.
And like some things have been just taken out of the game too.
I've only heard of one complaint about the adaptation part, and it's that the Ellie in the show is more like aggressive than the Ellie in the game.
Okay.
Ellie in the game's a bit of, like, she's a smart ass, but she's more of a like grumbling under your breath, and someone goes, "What was that?" and then she goes, "Nothing." And then the one in the show is just like to your face saying all of the shit that she should be grumbling to herself.
Yeah, gotcha. Purpose, any thoughts on that?
So I've watched 2 episodes, so I haven't watched all of it yet. I've never played the game nor watched anyone play the game. but like I think that as a show, it stands up. Like
Okay.
not knowing anything about the game, I think that it's a great show. I have read one complaint about the show, and that was, I guess you don't like something about the name was revealed too quickly. Like, I don't know what that was all about. Like, I've never played the game, so I only assumed that they didn't reveal Ellie's name like right away. Because like in the show,
because it was
pretty
like,
much
it
just
was like, yeah, just different name. I got you.
so like that was the only complaint that I've seen as far as the adaptation's concerned. But I don't really have any experience with it because I'm watching the show as someone who, has never played the game or watched it. So
recommendation.
Very interesting.
It is
Very interesting story though.
definitely. So to kind of just for the first 2 episodes, not to give anything away. So like, a zombie outbreak occurs due to the fact of grain like being affected. So like cordyceps, which is a fungal virus that affects humans and turns them to mindless zombies that want to like devour and eat other people, and and they add the cordyceps is also, they put a spin on it. If you haven't seen, spoilers ahead, if you haven't seen 1 or 2, that they made it kind of like a network. So like if you killed a zombie somewhere and they didn't like connected with the network, they would be able to form a whole group of horde like 2 blocks away that you're there, and they'll come up and start running towards that location. So they made the zombies a lot more how to describe it, like deadly and such. And like other scenes, like the one scene where Tess was confronted by zombies, and they made it more like, it wasn't supposed to be written that way. Like the game's written like you ran into Frederick, like the army per se before, and then you escape from them, but you kill some people, so they're after you. But for in terms of like adaptation for that would require a very long scene in the dark filming, and I guess for just to cut it to the chase, they kind of flipped it to zombies that were coming after them. But then the scene was like tied like literally she wasn't running away, she wasn't doing anything, she kind of was already knew she was gonna die, and it's kind of more of like almost like a romantic scene. But yeah, so did you remember that scene purpose like that?
Yes. So okay, so another thing that has made me fall in love with the show, and obviously it definitely came from the game as well, because I did know this about the show going in, but I loved the beginning scene where they like kind of explain, like they have like the old timey, it was a TV show where they were discussing like where the whole idea comes from, which is the zombie ants or whatever you want to call them, the cordyceps. Like those are like a real thing that someone just got the idea. Like what could really have to happen for this to become a thing that would, affect humans? Because obviously, as it says in the game, they can't affect humans simply because our body temperature is too high. But like the way that they tie that all together, like the idea of the earth slowly warming, so the cordyceps have to evolve, and things like that, I just thought that was it's genius. Like it was a genius idea.
Most
you want to know
definitely.
something terrifying?
What's that?
There's scientific backing for everything that's said at the beginning of that.
Right.
Literally,
Oh, yeah.
is scientifically true.
We could turn into The Last of Us, and we never know. Boston could turn into the QZ, and Tim and Sarah probably be surviving there because they live in Boston. But you never know, that would happen. So this kind of brings up. So oh, good.
That's the not unrealistic possibility, unfortunately, which is terrifying.
Very right. Disclaimer: we are not scientists or such, but it is very scientifically backed that occurs. But this also brings into the kind of in it. they did a good adaptation for that. Now, the one adaptation that I hope anyone you've heard about, you've seen, or you kind of like came across is the Resident Evil adaptations in movies. So in that opinion, does that change? Did they do a good job? Or did they just do it for action's sake? Did they just do it to make that actress, whatever her name is, Mila Jovovich, to be an action star without any plot?
Wife of somebody.
He was the wife. Well, yeah, I think the wife of the director, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did you?
Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
I liked the Resident Evil movies, but they do not follow the games. They are not they are an adaptation in name only.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But that being said, I do like the movies. I think they're fun.
I think so.
I come to the same conclusion. Like that film adaptation of a game, like it's a very fun idea. It's just a different take on it than the game. Like, and that's not always bad either. Like it's not the movie doesn't have to follow, the script. Like I think that's actually good to like give more story and more ideas within a world.
I think it made Nemesis way more interesting, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
The movies did. Because like he's just a mindless beast in the game. Well, I shouldn't say mindless, like he is smart, but that's the only way I can think to describe him. Like he has one purpose, and that is to hunt you down, and his only brains come into play in the process of hunting you down.
Yes.
But like I liked the way that the movie kind of like you almost feel bad for him even when he is being just a monster, because there's those moments where you can see the the character he was almost trying to fight it, and I think that's really interesting.
Most definitely. Venus, have you seen Resident Evil at all? Or heard of it?
I know some of the games. I've never seen any of the movies.
Oh, dang. Okay. Oh, well.
I heard that one kind of jumped the shark, even for a Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, I think by the point they kept going along, it's just like action. And like the plot was like literally non-existent by that point. But yeah, there was another one. There was a remake they did put out recently. It was Leon and Claire, I think Resident Evil 2. Yes. And that one I heard was terrible. So like just based on like if you knew the video game. And if you knew the video game and you saw it, here, let me see if I can pull up something.
Trailer.
Yeah, let me see. I gotta make sure I got the right display, because I did this right. I should be able just to reveal it. Maybe.
So before you go to that, I do have one complaint about the other movies. They made Jill a little bitch.
Oh yeah.
Did not really like the way that they did Jill in the movie. They did her dirty. And that, I think, is 100% the symptom of the other actress being the wife. Because it's like, well, we can't give anything cool to this other chick. It all has to be focused on his wife, is kind of how that part came off.
Oh, I don't know what it was called. What was it called? Just a lotto. I can't find it now. This is where I should have pulled this up before. But, let me see if I can...
learn.
Yeah, we'll learn. If I have to pull something on the show, I need to pull up the run. Resident Evil 2 remake. Resident Evil remake. Oh god, this is where I can't find the trailer. Alright, 1 second, guys. Is this one? No, this is a PS. This is a live. Oh, this is a George Romero one. Alright. Is that? No, that's from the PS4. Well, is it this one? Could be. Oh wait, this one. Is this a remake? All right, hold on. Let's see. Maybe I can see that below there. There's music in the background, so be aware. I mean, in character design, everything, I feel like they got everything right. per se, but I think in terms of the movie, is it this one? I don't know. I don't know if it's this one, but I just remember this being awful adaptation.
Wait, is this a live action or is this an animated? It's a live action.
This is live action. It looked animated in that last scene.
Yeah.
Like the guy's hair is what did it.
You're right. Where was
This is not what you're looking for, though.
Okay, do you have what I'm looking for then?
You are looking for Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
That's the one.
The
All right.
name of the movie.
That's the
You know,
one.
he looks fake.
All right.
He does
Yes.
not look like a real human being.
Okay, there you go. This is one for sure. All right.
Come on. Okay. I am so glad that Venus and I are on the same page.
Story has a beginning.
So yes, this movie here is a reboot of the Resident Evil movie series,
Why are you back here?
and it is supposed to follow closer to the story of the games, but definitely takes a lot of liberties.
Yeah.
Claire. I'm afraid of what they're gonna do to this town.
I mean, but anything would be closer than just completely rewriting the script, so.
Right.
Chernobyl, if you know what I mean. People are getting sick.
But it was the number one criticism was that it took too many liberties, and to me it's like,
Let the world know what's really going on.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that is the
guess,
fine
but-
line that you walk. Like,
Mhm.
because I think the reason that I give the Resident Evil movies, the original ones, a pass is because they are completely
We have to
different.
contain this.
Yep.
When you do get too close, then the true diehard fans start being like, that's not how it happened.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like any diehard fan would watch this and be like, "You totally messed it up. You should have stuck to the story. You shouldn't change anything." And if they take liberties, so many liberties, it throws it to like a new creative field, and literally it's like trying to recreate something that wasn't broke to begin with. So.
But
So,
then, like,
yeah.
on the flip side, if they were a diehard fan of the game or whatever's being adapted, if it's just completely different, then you get mad because it's like, well, if you wanted to make something completely different, you shouldn't have used the name.
Choose the name, exactly.
I have done that before because
Yeah.
there was a movie adaptation of a book that I really liked. It is the absolute worst. And I hate it so much.
Take Umbrella down.
Yeah, I hear you. There's some of them, but you get the point. It's literally there's some scenes in the game. There's some things that are like.
Looks like Leon. That's supposed to be Leon.
No, there was Carlos. It's a different character. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but yeah. Just in terms of that, it's literally adaptations can do good. Adaptation can do bad. We can go on and on about this. It'd be like a conversation, like anything like what else, like even from like adaptations from. I don't know what
Street
are
Fighter,
Oh, yeah, Street Fighter. That's the one. Yeah. see, Street
Mortal
Fighter.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Yep.
Don't give me that look. Mortal Kombat was a terrible adaptation.
I'm just pointing at the camera. I'm not pointing
It
at
was
you
a di-
purpose.
oh,
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
But-
Mortal Kombat movie? What?
No.
yes, there's actually 3 of them.
Yeah, they just released a new one too, right?
Oh, did they? See,
Yeah.
no, I only know about the first 3.
Oh, do we need to look for that one real quick? Okay, hold on. Let's look for that one real quick and see.
Oh my.
I think there was a
Oh,
new
you're
one.
right. There's
Yes.
one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did watch that.
Yeah.
I
it's
did
this
watch
one.
that.
Oh, not the Red Band
It
trailer.
was terrible, but I still liked it because it's.
All right, hold on.
Terrible.
Let's put it up real quick so you can.
But let's ask that question. Who watches terrible movies just because they're terrible movies? Because I do.
Yeah.
If you go in knowing that it's bad, then you basically go in treating it like a comedy.
Right.
That's true. Like looking at.
With that, like you need to know it's bad going in.
The target has
Yeah.
I've
Mhm.
been surprised before and been like, is like not knowing anything about it going in, and then just realizing, oh, this is just a bad movie, and
Mhm.
then I just go, okay, well, I have to treat it like it's just a bad movie, and they can be fun. There's just bad movies that are just bad and you don't want to watch, but
That is true.
There is a certain genre fan base that's just used to getting bad movies, and so we will put up with a lot of really awfulness. That is anybody who likes horror movies.
I hate horror movies, but I do agree with you.
Horror movies do not get the love they're supposed to do, so the bar is literally in hell.
Right. What? Oh, did you guys know the new Scream movie? Sorry, just like random tangent. There's another Scream movie that's coming out too. They're continuing it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Or is it like a reboot attempt?
Yeah, it's like a continuation. But yeah, you could see the movie
No,
doesn't really
it's Scream
follow.
6, right?
Yeah, Scream
It's
6.
like it's Scream 6, so it's not redoing.
Not rebooted. It's Scream 6. Yeah, they're putting new one. But you could see from fans of the game, fans of things like the moves, like some of that's there. Storyline is probably crap. Story like characters are probably underdeveloped. I think that's the literally the crux of any movie adaptation. You either fail with it or you succeed thoroughly. That's why I'm excited for The Last of Us, because they've done very good job of adapting, and some scenes are literally just pulled out of the game and you can just show shot for shot, and that's usually good. But before we move to the next topic, any other have anything to say, comment, any other video game adaptations to movies or TV that were absolutely terrible that you want to bring up? Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. I think that's about it. Last of Us,
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, oh yeah, the live action. Ooh,
Oh yeah,
that's one.
that was terrible.
That was terrible too. I don't even know I could do that exactly.
But I loved it.
I know. Something about watching train wrecks or accidents is literally some movies are like, you go into the expectation that Space says, you know it's going to be a terrible movie, but you're going to go watch it just for the hell of, and say you watched the stupid terrible movie, and you should go see it too. Apparently. But all right, so moving on to the next section. It's the Ask Me Anything question. I know, Faye, you got this like at least. You don't have to. We're gonna kind of still. Before we did one point where a person asked them all three of us. I'm not gonna put that pressure on you, but you can pick a person you want to ask a question of. Maybe yourself, Venus, or Purpose.
Actually, I was sitting there thinking of a question that would be something that maybe hadn't been asked before, because I don't know how many podcasts you've done yet, and feel free for anybody to answer this. I want to know what your favorite conspiracy theory is.
Oh, oh my God, I don't know now. This is a good one.
I like the idea of spy birds.
Spy birds, like
That's a good one.
And
Like pigeons or government birds placed.
Oh.
And they're just like they're not actual birds because you've never seen a baby pigeon.
This is true. I have never seen a baby pigeon.
Yeah, it's one of the funniest ones to me. I don't necessarily believe it, but it's my favorite one.
So I didn't say what conspiracy theory do you think might be true. I just asked what your favorite one is.
Yeah, so that theory is the idea that all birds are actually just government spy drones. They're all they all just collect data for the government, and the birds are just not real.
Yeah,
it's great.
Well,
It's I love that one. Yeah, there's like a whole thing. Like you could go down a rabbit hole on that, and it's so fun. Like obviously, come on, but it's so fun.
Wow. Okay, I've never heard of that.
I had not heard of it, and then I saw in the wild, I saw like a bumper sticker, and the bumper sticker like had some like hashtag this thing, and I forget what it was, but it was like, then we were like, what in the world is that even talking about? And I looked it up, and it was birds aren't real conspiracy.
That's the best best way to discover a conspiracy. I love that. You actually encountered it, like somebody not
In the
being
wild,
that
yeah.
sick. That is beautiful.
To which, like, Nuka and I, like, both kind of, like, found out the same way. And then, like, we said something about it. And, like, Nuka's sister is just like, oh, yeah. And then she, like, says something. And I forget what the line was. But it was just, like, apparently something that some of those people say that, like a saying about the birds. Like, and it was just hilarious. It's great.
Oh, let's see. Matt Hatter says there is one that Finland is not real and it's a global cover-up. I
Why
haven't.
specifically Finland? No,
Why
you
is-
know the one. If it's going to be a country that's a cover-up, New Zealand, and that's why half the maps don't have New Zealand on it.
What? Okay.
No, like, and that's a legitimate thing. Like, if you look on a map, it is 50-50 if they put New Zealand.
They put New Zealand. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
No one believes in New Zealand. I had friends up until like a few years ago. They're still my friends, but now they've realized they didn't believe that Arkansas was a state.
What? Oh, wow.
They thought it was a fictional state. We were like out to eat somewhere before we were going to a concert, and
Laugh.
we were talking. I don't remember how it got brought up, but I mentioned Arkansas, and they just sort of looked at me and they were like, "That's not a real place. What are you talking about?" And I was like, "What do you mean Arkansas isn't a real place?" And it's like, "Well, it's a made-up state, right?" And I looked at them and I was like, "Give me your phone, and we're going onto Google Maps, and I'm going to show you where Arkansas is." And so I showed it to them, and they were just completely taken aback. They were like, "Arkansas's a real place?"
Yeah.
So much like the New Zealand one, there's also like Wyoming. Wyoming's another one that Wyoming's not real. I'm like,
Unfortunately, I can verify
What?
that right is real.
right. They're like, nobody you know has gone to Wyoming. Nobody you know comes from Wyoming. There is nothing in Wyoming. Like, I'm like,
There is nothing in
what?
Wyoming.
Yeah.
That is true. There's nothing there. But I've been
Oh, wow.
there.
But my favorite
Yeah.
conspiracy theory, even though it's like obviously like not real, is it's gotta be flat earthers. Like this idea and the like one day I was like, how do people believe this? So I started looking it up and I'm like, by the end of the night, I was like there for like 5 hours and it's like 3 a.m. and I'm like, I have to go to bed before I start believing this stupid shit. Like, this cannot be real. Like, how do they believe this? And then, so yeah.
My best argument against a flat Earth is that if the Earth was flat, cats would have knocked everything off of it already.
Oh, nice. Ugh. I don't know if I have one. I think it's, well, I don't know if conspiracy, but the only thing that pops into my head is the just was it the space landing that was staged on a set. I don't know if that's one.
Oh, I have a story.
Yeah, that's
for
one.
that.
That's one. Okay.
That is, so I accidentally almost befriended someone who believed that. My ex-partner and I used to go to game shops, like board game shops, quite often, and we had been going to the shop for several weeks and had met someone there who was really cool, and eventually that dude invited us to go back to his place and have a board game night with like his wife, so it would be like a couple's board game night. And the whole time we had known this guy, it'd been a couple months, he seemed very chill, very cool. And then we weren't there 10 minutes, and he starts trying to convince us that the moon landing was fake. And now I need y'all to understand something. At the time, I was dating a physicist.
Oh. Okay.
This guy looked a physicist in the eyes and with his whole chest said, "We have never been to the moon."
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, "Excuse me?"
I mean, at least it's not the most unbelievable one. I'm not saying that I believe it, but at least that one's like realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's not true, but it.
Do yourself. You can like point a laser at the moon, and if you have a telescope and look up, you can see the laser hit the mirrors that we put on the moon if you know where to shine it.
Oh.
That is a thing you can do. And we were like trying to prove that to this guy, and we're like, look, we can show you pictures because none of us had laser pointers or anything like that we could use. He's like, no, everything that's like any pictures you show me from Google, like they're on Google, they're faked, obviously. And the whole time, this dude's wife is looking at him, and she's giving him the biggest death glares. And she pulls him around the corner, and I hear her go, "This is why we don't have friends." And I was just like,
wow, that's classic. That's a good story. There. All right.
To say we politely declined a second game that night. We said we returned early, and we never went back to that game shop again.
Dang. Womp womp womp. All right. Thank you, Faye, for that good, excellent topic discussion of questions. I never want to talk about conspiracy theories, but that is so fun because it's almost never heard of and something new. All right. So next topic, and I have a device I did buy, but the real quick round table, because the tech device you can't live without. Of course, like everyone probably would say your phone or like your Apple Watch or something like that. I have like 4 monitors. I can never go more than 1 monitor. I need at least 4. If you saw my set as 1, 2, 3, and 4. But real quick. So Faye, what would be the device that you couldn't live without?
Come back to me, because I'm looking around right now and I'm trying to pick my one. Come back to me.
Oh, come back. Okay. Venus, what device can you not live without if you had to pick only one that you would only have?
Well, at that point, you've got to, like, what qualifies as a device? Are we talking only electronics?
Yeah, electronics, mostly. I mean, tech device, so electronics, anything that requires a battery. TOS. I'm thinking of something that I was like, wait.
I'd probably still say my phone.
Okay, your phone. Yeah, phone would be standard, I'd imagine. Because phone and internet.
The thing is, like, it's so multi-purpose. Is like you've got the internet on it. You can call people on it. You can message people on it. You can get in contact. You can, like, everything that you need is more or less on your phone. That's why we have them.
Very true. Very true. Chris, do you have anything else?
As someone with anxiety, even leaving my house, I need a way to contact people at all times.
Makes sense.
I can do all of that on my PC.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. Like,
yeah, but the PC is
laptop, PC, whatever.
Stable.
Mm-hmm. Yep, laptop PC says more permanent.
So like it's perfect. Oh, I don't like people calling me or texting me very much. Like there's like a short list of people that are allowed to contact me, and everybody else gets sent to voicemail, and I'll deal with you in 24 hours, maybe.
I feel that.
So if I could not have to carry this with me, because this is expected to be carried with me, and if I don't answer, people get angry. But if I didn't have this, and it was all just on my PC, I could just be like, yeah, I'm not home. Or I was just in a different room. And like,
that is
nobody
true.
would say anything, and that would be lovely.
Exactly. Very true. Purpose? You said that the PC?
Yeah, I think that Faye and I are on the same page there. Like, I also, like, I get shit from people at work because they'll just be like, look, we called you and you didn't pick up your phone. You're damn right, I'm not at work. I didn't pick up my phone. Leave a voicemail. I'll get back to you whenever it's time.
Exactly.
If you're a work person, if you're a coworker or my boss, and you call me off work hours, I am not answering.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And if I do answer, you're paying me for that time.
That's
you
true.
interrupted my time off to answer whatever asinine question you had. That could have waited till Monday, let's be honest. No.
Mm-hmm. That's the one drawback of a phone, though.
No. So my thing, technically speaking, the probably can't wait till Monday for me, just because they're probably going to lose millions of dollars if it waits till Monday. But that being said, you're right. If they can leave me a voicemail and I'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
when I'm ready.
If you're
and if it's not that important,
they definitely should be paying you the overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Wait, right. That's why I immediately, if I have a call, I'm supposed to immediately message my boss and let him know the duration of the call so I can be paid.
There you go. That's the struggle with the being on call, because I was on call for my previous job. So like in the middle of the night, something goes down, I get a call, get up, gotta answer it, get on the computer, and do that. I think the one drawback of the phone is the fact that people can get a hold of you, even though you may want to.
You don't have to give them your number.
Well, that's true too.
You could just say you don't have a phone.
That is true too.
Because assuming that everyone else in the world only gets to have one piece of technology, then a lot of people are going to have phones, but no one's going to really bat an eye if, like, you don't have a phone. You chose something else. Okay.
Right.
Having your phone on you all of the time presents a danger that I feel like a lot of people don't actually think about. Because I don't know if people know this, but your phone number is public knowledge. Like, you can Google someone's phone number.
That's
and
true.
A lot of times, because a lot of people have cell phones that are attached to contracts, that means that your address is attached to your phone number. And a whole bunch of other personal information is attached to your phone number, which is dangerous, especially if you're like young, single, and like, say, female. I don't know who's in your chat right now, Ty. So here's a tip, though. If you are a woman who is who dates still, or if you have like daughters or sisters who date, have them get a Google Plus or a Google Voice number and have the phone calls for that number forward to their cell phone. Set up a fake voicemail on it with a fake name, and when you go out and some creep is hitting on you and you don't want them to, and you are scared to say no because this guy's crazy kind of acting, and you're kind of scared of what he's gonna do, give him the fake number.
There you go.
And then at the end of the night, just burn the number. Just disconnect it from your phone so it doesn't forward, and then you never have to get any of the text messages that person's gonna send you.
That's a good point. Very good point. Very good point.
Do that thing where they call you and check. They'll do that.
Exactly.
They'll do that. They'll call you right in front of you when you get the number. They'll call to make sure your phone rings.
Wow. That's a good tip.
Number, your phone does ring.
Yeah, again, this is why I don't leave my house.
Yeah. All right. So in terms of that, most phones, I say phone probably is the most epitome of it. One thing I did invest with, if I have the box behind me. It was behind me, or it was over here. Actually, I invested in. Oh, my address will be in there. Oh, actually, here. I will show it from behind. I got a stream pedal. My address is on the front, so I can't show you the front. Yeah, so I got a pedal recently.
It's lovely.
I know. So whoever thought using your feet to mute your mic is a very extra feature where you can't use your hands when you're playing a game. You just hit it. Because I hooked up to this one, so I can't mute this one because I'm on a different computer. But my game computer has a mic right here, if I can show you. And if I hit the pedal, wait, hold on, pedal. See, green, pedal, red. So I feel like using your feet for things when you're streaming, it's an ingenious device. And hey, what do you use yours for if you have one?
So it has 4 different functions actually. So I have the center button just toggles between 2 different sets of buttons, but the side buttons do different things depending on which set. So 4 total, really. But one of them, because I only have the one mic, so when I'm like collaborating with you or Nuka or whoever and talking to my stream and y'all are live and you're talking to your streams, I don't want to be like talking to my people on top of you, so I can disconnect the chat mic from the stream mic with one button, so I can still talk to my people without your people having to hear whatever BS I'm going off on. One just does the screen counter for my horror games as per usual.
Ah.
And then the other 2 buttons just switch between my 2 scenes.
Gotcha.
So either gaming or chatting.
I haven't hooked to the
Those
game
are
PC,
mostly
so I have to
because
think
I'll
about this.
have cat.
Oh, right, yeah. That makes
When
sense.
your hand
So,
is full of cat, foot pedal.
very true. Sorry, trying not to cough in your ear. But yeah, I haven't found anything else besides muting the mic, so I'm gonna figure something out. But it's hooked up to my gaming PC, so I have to figure out the logistics of how that would work with the streaming mode. But yeah, that's a new device I didn't think I would need, but it seems very invaluable and very cost efficient. Because on me, like playing them, I have to I gotta push the button here. You save time, and it's a convenience. But yeah, I don't know if Purpose or Venus probably don't have any opinion on a foot pedal, or would that be Purpose? You have any opinions on it?
I mean, it's definitely handy. It's a nice alternative to having to make one yourself. Because the fact that they actually just sell it, because the truth is that it existed before them. It's just you had to make it yourself, and you had it took a lot of programming to do so.
Okay.
But to just have Elgato's doing a great thing with all the stream stuff that they're putting out, because even as someone who doesn't stream, I kind of want a stream deck, because I don't want to put in the work. Yeah, I don't want to put in the work to make all the macros that I would need to make, do all the things that I need to do. But what a lot of people don't realize is they do realize it, but all of the apps that we use on our computer can all be addressed by the Stream Deck, right? But
Yeah.
it was able to be done before that. It's the drivers and the interfacing was out there before the Stream Deck. It just made it so mainstream, and now there's so many more people developing uses for the Stream Deck that it's just so cool. Nuka and I, we use Voice Meter as an audio mixer, and a lot of people don't know, but on their website you can download their you can download a document that literally has every single command if you use this certain driver to address the Voice Meter without opening Voice Meter. So you could every button on there has a way that you can address it through hardware. And it's always been available. Yeah, it's always been available. But whenever the Stream Deck came out, somebody just was oh, okay. I'm going to just make that really easy. You guys just download this thing, and then all you have to do is just put the buttons on your Stream Deck, and you're done. And
So this is a super small thing that you can do with the stream, super small, and won't apply to most people. But if you are an artist, or if you have a friend who's an artist, tell them about this. There's a plugin you can download for Stream Deck through their little shop thing. It's free, and it's literally just a color picker. You just hover your mouse over any pixel on your computer anywhere. You press the hotkey, it copies that color and gives you all of the different codes, the hex code, all of the different ones, and then you can take that into whatever art program you're using and paste it in, and it'll just pull that color. So if you're an artist who say you have a picture up that you want to use the same color palette, instead of having to sit there and eyeball, is this the same, you can just hover over and grab the color and use the exact same color palette.
Yep. There's so many little uses that people just wouldn't even think of. That's why I say it's funny that it obviously it's understandable why they branded it the Stream Deck, because it's so useful for streamers, but it's way more useful for productivity people.
Yes.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is way more useful whenever you're using it for productivity than for streaming. Obviously not everyone's into productivity, but the shortcuts that it provides is just it's endless. There's endless shortcuts. And it saves me fractions of a second that I'm just giving up because I don't want to buy one again.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So that's. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add. I'm gonna move on. Anything else you want to add? Before? Go ahead.
If you want something a lot less fancy that I got recently that like Ty, you might want to look into, considering I know you have a dual PC setup, don't you?
Yep, I do.
So I recently got it's a HDMI switch. So mine's a 5-to-1. So I have my streaming PC, my gaming PC, but I also have a Switch that I sometimes stream from. I recently got the stuff needed to hook up my PlayStation 2, and I've got all of this stuff on HDMIs. I gotta put them all into the Switch, and then I have the Switch connect to the capture card. And the one that I got has a control on it. Or it has like a controller, so I can tell it what input that I'm going to be using. So like 1 is the gaming PC, 2 is my Switch, 3 is the PlayStation 2, and I can switch between all 3 of them in real time while I'm streaming.
That is a good, because I literally unplug and plug back in like every single time I want to switch around something.
It's all plugged in all the time.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. You should look into it. Talk to me later.
That's one that Nuka and I have been discussing purchasing, and like it's been like a topic of conversation because like she's like really basic. She doesn't really, it's not like it's got to be anything special, but I'm just like, look, but I know that I can get you one that you can press a button on that Steam Deck or that Stream Deck. Like I know that there's one that exists, and I know that it's a little more expensive, but then you just have to like press a button on your Stream Deck, and it doesn't make you like.
I'm sure there is one. Mine doesn't actually hook up to the PC itself. Right.
Which would mean that at that point you
into it, but it doesn't have like a USB thing where it's like getting information from.
Yes.
Which is why it has the control or the remote.
Right.
But mine was also only like $30.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm always like super extra about things, and I'm like I always like want to like, just get her the best of the best so that I don't have to buy something down the line. Like
that's precious. I love that.
Nice. All right. So good tech talk, and we got improving. So definitely, I'll talk to you about that later. But that's what she got because that makes sense. Because I have a PlayStation and an Xbox below my feet, and a Switch somewhere else, which I could probably switch between all 3. And I have a second card for that too. But if I switch them, it makes a lot of sense. Just so unplug and plug things back in.
Yeah, you literally never unplug anything anymore.
Yeah. Cool. All right, next service. So I get to ask the question. Let's see. I also didn't think about this before, and my questions are very generic. Let me think about this for a second. All right, so this is going to be what would you bring with you to a deserted island? I think I want to point this to only one person because I'm very curious, because I know Venus is not one to venture outside of her house. But if you were going to spend time at an island that was isolated and maybe didn't have internet or power, and you were going to your comfort items, don't worry about survival, because I know people twist this question.
So I'm just going for comfort.
Just going for comfort, yes. So like, don't worry about survival in this case, and then don't worry about don't anything that requires power or internet is off the table. So what would you bring? Like at least 3 minimum, 5 max, if you can figure that. So think about
I'm
that for
bringing. God, where is the deserted island? Like, is it hot or is it cold?
Okay, tropics, so hot.
So it's hot.
Okay.
Because I was gonna bring my weighted blanket, but I'm just gonna overheat.
Yes.
I'll still bring it for nighttime because it'll get cooler at nighttime and it'll help me sleep. I'll bring some of my stuffed animals for comfort because I'm going to be very lonely on this deserted island.
That's true.
No technology. God.
I know this is a hard one when you think, well, what type of computing is not technology?
I'm gonna bring a deck of cards because I can play solitaire by myself for hours.
Okay. Oh, real? Oh, I don't have an alert for that. Damn, I took a raid. Thank you for the raid. And you read the channel with 2 viewers. There's no alert because we're in the podcast mode. Oh, welcome to the stream, viewers. Real name is Ty. We're doing a podcast with Faye over this corner, and the voices you hear are Dark Venus and oh wait, raiding again with Party of 1? What is going on here? Dark Venus and Purpose in the background. Welcome, readers.
Double raid.
Yeah. All right. Wait. So that was, how many items was that? Weighted blanket.
That was 3.
Okay. Any more, or is that all you need? I mean, yeah, I'll turn 2 more. I just wonder if you think of anything.
Can I
optional.
bring my cat?
Sure.
All right, then yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's it.
All right. That's it. I'll go round robin because I'll see. Hey, what would you bring if it wasn't technology related and didn't require power and internet?
Okay. We're definitely not bringing my cat because he is fat and old and lazy, and that would kill him. As much as I love him, let's not do that. Let's see. No electricity, no internet.
And you don't have to worry about survival. So, yeah.
Hmm?
So comfort items. Like what comfort items? Yeah.
I would bring a notebook,
Okay.
a pen, my knitting needle case, my box of yarn, and a blanket.
There you go.
And I'm set for weeks with that.
Thank you for that. Nice. I don't know. Let me shout out. And real quick, round up Purpose. What did you think you would bring if you can bring technology? Because you're like me. You would need technology for sure.
So I would bring some type of TCG deck. Like, it doesn't really matter what, whether it be like Magic, Pokemon, doesn't really matter. I just need something that I can shuffle. It would require to be sleeved. You guys probably can't hear it, but I've been shuffling a deck of cards the whole podcast. I would bring a Sharpie and a volleyball.
Sharpie and a volleyball. I know where this is going. All right. Appropriate for being on a desert island by yourself. All right. Interesting. All right. So I'm going to keep moving because we're hitting the hour mark, so we had a couple more things to go. It's that time of night, people. And me and Faye are going to sit back, and then you guys kind of
We're
like
hitting the hour mark, and now you want to start the Genshin segment?
Now you want to start Genshin?
Well, I want to kind of still go through the thing. But, all right. So, I mean, we can go for you. I mean, it's
all right, we
time.
can be fast. We can be fast.
You've got to put us on a time limit here.
Okay. 5 minutes tops.
Anything about Genshin? So y'all
5 minutes.
Is that too long?
Okay,
Or is that too short?
Venus, how do you feel about the Lantern Ride event?
Lantern Ride is so pretty. I always love Lantern
good.
Ride. I've streamed it. I've streamed everything I've done with it. Actually, I'm gonna stream it again, maybe like Sunday, to hopefully finish up everything.
I have gotten to lurk one stream, but you were ahead of me at one point, so I was not able to watch.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm excited to see Venti come to Liyue.
Uh-huh.
I'm so excited for that. I've seen like little glimpses on TikTok of him and Zhongli interacting.
Uh-huh. So I have completed Lantern Ride at this point, and I completed the new I guess, is it the Archon quest that there was? No, it wasn't Archon quest.
It was a
It
character
story
quest. Yeah.
There was Alhaitham, but like then they had the other thing, like that was like the
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
story or
about. The
whatever.
desert.
But yeah, the desert story. So
I haven't finished that.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Everything that I've done so far has been really good, but I got to the point that we're climbing into the giant thing and it's moving, and I hated it, and I had to stop.
I'm like,
I was like, no, I don't want to be here. I don't want to power up the giant robot. I don't want to do that.
It's great because like I have the exact opposite reaction. Like you can ask the kids, like they're just like, what's going on in the other room? Look, guys, I am powering up a robot, okay? And it's badass. Like I'm just like yelling. It's so good.
Wow.
So good.
Not me. I'm like completely quiet, wincing every time I power on something. I'm like, this is gonna end very, very poorly. Please let me stop this. I don't want to do this, especially not for this person who I don't trust.
Yeah, so I completed both those things, the Lantern Rite and that quest. The only thing that I have open right now to do is the Al Haytham story quest, which I'll do this weekend. I have not started it because typically when I start those story quests, I just don't want to walk away from it, and so I don't do it during the work week.
That's fair. I already did it. I thought it was pretty good.
Was it
but
good?
I also really like Al Haytham.
Yeah, I think he's great.
He's a fantastic character.
I'm.
Did you pull for him?
Okay, so I was not planning to pull for him, but I really want Yao Yao, and I have every 4-star character but Yao Yao, and I didn't want to use my Lantern Rite on Yao Yao unless I have to, because I would much rather get a constellation for Xinghui. And so
You mean Xingqiu?
Yes, I call him Xinghui for the kids because they
that's fair. I'm
Okay,
just making
so-
sure I know who you're talking about.
yes. So I really want to get a constellation for him, because if I get a constellation for him, that puts me at C5, and then whenever March comes around, then I can get his constellation from the Paimon's bargain shop. So I can get C6 if I pull on Lantern Rite. So I've been wishing for Al Haytham with the hopes of getting Yao Yao and advancing my pity at the least.
My bad. Hold on.
But I had my kids, they are so sometimes how whenever I'll say how lucky I got on pulls, and you'll just be like, right? Because sometimes you just get unlucky. My kids were all on that real unlucky streak where they were just going to pity and then losing 50-50s. And so I didn't say it because I knew that whenever it happened, I knew that you were pulling on the Wanderer, but I did a 10 pull and got 2 Wanderers in the 10 pull.
That's
and I was
disgusting,
whoa,
and I hate
it's
you.
disgusting, right?
That's disgusting, and I hate you.
That's why I didn't tell you at the time. So I waited for it to pass for a while, but then my kids just Dad, your luck is gonna run out. You are gonna lose your next 50-50, and then you're gonna go to pity all the time. And since I started pulling after that 10 pull, it's been literal 9 to 10 pulls for a 4-star. I've not gotten early 4-stars. I've gotten I'm going all the way to pity on my 5-stars, and I lost the 50-50 that I had on my last 5-star. And I'm just what is going on?
The pendulum has swung the other way.
Yes, it has swung the other way, and I'm really
there must be
regretting it.
balance.
And I've gotten everything but Yao Yao for 4-stars. I've gotten 2 weapons. I've gotten the 3 constellations off 2 I got 3 constellations on Yun Jin and then 2 on Xinyan. And I'm just why? Why can't I just not get Yao Yao? I just want Yao Yao.
Not gonna lie, it makes me just a little bit happy to hear. Just a little bit.
And it's so sad because my kids are the same way. Especially the middle kid, she'll just be you deserve it, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you realize that I like cheer you on every time you do like pools. I'm like, I want you to get your pools. I want you to hit 5 stars. I want you to get 4 stars. I want you to have all the luck in the world.
That's the difference between having luck and not having luck, because they don't have the luck and the person with the luck is cheering them on. And yeah, that's a little upsetting.
But I don't like, it's upsetting that like someone is cheering you on regardless of their luck. Like,
well, the thing is though, is because, well, I don't know. I'm with them on certain parts because like it's a little nice to see your luck swing the other way because we don't have that luck and it feels unfair that you do. It's not your fault, but it just feels like the world is righting itself.
I feel like in games like this where those types of things happen, like the pendulums does swing. So like whenever you're on your high, I'm on your high with you, and whenever you're on your low, I want to like be like bringing you up like onto a like I want to be cheering you on.
But you can't give us your luck, and it's unfortunate. We appreciate you cheering us on, but that doesn't change that we're still envious of your good luck.
And that is time.
I like how
Gotta cut us off.
I gotta.
He raised his hand like, guys.
Well, I bet that was good. I bet I could.
I want you to know. I want you to know how much of the segment you cut. I just want you to know.
We could have gone for another hour.
That's true.
What was that? Only like 5-10 minutes?
5 minutes.
That was nothing.
That was nothing. That could have gone. I know that. I mean, I gave you the dedicated segment.
Talk about.
Yeah. All right.
It's a free-to-play game. You can download it, and the next time you're on, you'll totally be able to just like get in with us. You can talk to us about it.
The best part about the Genshin segment is anyone can join.
That's true.
You guys just don't want to.
They attempted, but then literally it was like, tie over here, and then literally I'm like trying to.
And
kill
you haven't
Mom.
touched the game since. You're not experiencing it for yourself. The only reason you played it was to play it with us, and when we played it with you, you were like, You
were like,
Yeah, exactly. That's probably how face feels right now. Yeah. All right, so there you go. That's the segment. There you go. But moving on, we want to see if we can breeze through because we're past the hour mark. But a couple more things. So Venus, do you have a question that you wanted to?
Why won't you play Genshin with us?
Oh my gosh.
That's my question. Why do you hate us for what we are?
I need time. Time? That's all I can really say. I can't say. Panic Sticking Sun. I need a time and I need a Sherpa. Not very high power Sherpas that would literally be like, Ties, get in, die, and they were rushing. I'm like, I'm dead, and they were like.
Like at this point, Nuka can't even Sherpa you because I've taken her account so far that she would just crush everything.
Oh really? Yeah. Okay. But I don't
know.
know.
That being said, she doesn't actually play it. I just play a second account.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that with my best friend's account.
Oh, there you go. I think
he has a bunch of characters that I don't have.
He just likes to do like all the pulls. She's just like, you don't do any pulls for me. You can do whatever you want on my account, but you leave those pulls for me.
Yeah,
and
that's literally my best friend.
There you go. Oh, there you
go. Like, I'll get on and do his dailies, do some of the quests, do the exploration, and then he'll get on, pull for a character he wants. That's it.
Okay. I bet.
And he'll build them sometimes.
All right.
He likes building high damage.
I will look at it again and try to give it another shot and see. No promises.
You don't have to stream it or play it.
I know. Just try.
Play it.
Just play it. I gotcha. All right.
Just all you have to do is play it so that in the next Genshin segment you can just be like, well, I totally was into X story that I did. Like so the thing with the game to me is like I don't play like with other people aside from occasionally like when the girls need help with something, like I'll help them out. That game's story is just phenomenal and the art is beautiful. I understand like Nuka, she just doesn't like the character design. It's just not like a design that she cares for. And it's understandable. She also doesn't like anime. Like it's just like that style of art just doesn't appeal to her. And that makes sense. Like she would rather play something else. But like if someone is looking for a game that is like a story-driven game,
free to play.
I can't not. And like the idea, like people think that it's not free to play because you know you gotta buy the wishes or whatever. Like you could get by without wishing once. Like
100%.
Or I shouldn't say without wishing, without purchasing wishes once. Like you can.
I mean, I'd say you can do both. Like you can absolutely play without buying wishes, without buying primos. But you could also get away without wishing because I played through the first 2 countries with only the 4 free characters.
Okay.
And like it's a hard fight, but it's definitely a fight that you can manage. I literally got through the Tartaglia fight with I don't know if I had Chung Yoon yet, but I definitely had like Lisa, Amber, and Traveler.
But like now, like you get Kaya, you get Lisa, you get Traveler, you get Amber, you get Kali, you get Zhangling. So like you get like a lot of really strong characters just playing without like even wishing, and you get so many free primos to wish with. Like
literally just spending time exploring the environment alone will get you enough to do like 10 wishes on a new account.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's a very fun game though. I enjoy it a lot, and there's a lot to explore, and like I'm still finding things. Like I've 100 like as many hours as I've put in, I think I've only 100%ed like 3 areas.
I've got most of them. I'm missing like 2, and one of them is the new area.
Well, I do have a large percentage of most of them, but like I haven't like just went and grinded out everything that I need to grind out. I will eventually. Like the last time that I really went on a grind to 100% areas, like I was out of primos and I really wanted Raiden Shogun, and so whenever they just had the Raiden Shogun banner, I lost my 50/50 on my 5-star, and then went all the way to pity just on the Welkin guide and exploring areas. Like I got all the wishes on that, so
all right.
Or Welkin blessing, I'm sorry, not Welkin guide.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving forward. All right, so this segment
it was technically 2 separate segments because that was my question.
Yeah, I know. That's a question. I know. I understand. All right, so this question is kind of brought up. This thing is kind of like we do kind of on a, just like see anything new going on that's making you happy, or something that occurred, or something that maybe you watched, or something that is like exciting. So everyone, and I'm going to poke you first because you've been a little quiet. Do you have something that's making you happy currently?
Well, this one's actually really hard though, because I've had a really rough couple months.
Oh,
so right now I'm just really grateful for my cat, because he's like been super sweet, and I needed that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a really rough couple months. So.
How are you with the move too and everything that happened? Well, I don't want to go too deep into it, but yeah. I hear you.
Yeah, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer on your podcast. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I know, I understand it, but yeah, based on I got you. The cats, the animals are very comforting, and that would
He's
definitely.
my emotional support animal, and he has been like, if I'm in a room, he is there. He's actually sleeping on my feet right now.
Oh, nice. There you go.
There
you go.
He's so cute. He sleeps with me every night. He has his side of the bed. He has claimed it. That's his pillow and his side of the bed.
Nice. There you go. Well, there you go. Your cat is making you happy this month. All right. Venus, what is making you happy this month?
Also my cat.
In what?
Party.
There you go.
Cat party. She's literally sleeping on my bed right now, behind me.
Nice.
Venus,
There
would
you
you
go.
like to see my cat?
She just doesn't leave me alone, and anytime I'm sitting down not at my desk, she will find her way onto my lap and force me to pet her.
Oh, there you go. If they were what you say, I think Venus was. Hey, what did you say, Faye? I think Venus was over. I can hear it.
Venus, you want to see my cat? I'll pick him up for you.
Not if he's sleeping.
No, he's grooming himself. He's just laying on my foot.
Okay, yeah, give me the cat.
Okay. Purpose can go while I get the cat from under the desk.
Oh yeah, Purpose. So what is making you happy currently?
So there's this thing called version 3.4.
I knew
It's,
this was coming.
It's the current version of Genshin Impact, and it is fantabulous. I
Oh,
can't
fluffy
preach
baby.
it enough.
Oh,
But this month has and recently has also been very tough here, and we've had to make some very hard decisions and things, and I'm just very appreciative for Nuka, because my goodness, just having someone else there that can help you and help you get through stuff and be there for you is definitely something to make you happy. So
that's true. Very true. And there's a cat.
and she can't hear this, so luckily she can't hear this. So
She can't
totally
say
this
nice
did
things.
yeah, don't tell her anything about
Those
it.
are
Just-
okay. Gotcha. no one going to watch the podcast after this.
I
But-
said everything mean, okay?
Oh, there you go. All right. I don't know. Yeah, this month has not been as well great either per se, but I think in terms of just like that's being a new year and just kind of starting over, I'm kind of looking at everything and like, all right, so whatever happened last year, it's done, it's gone. This new year is a new year, so for me, it's kind of just like progressing and looking at every month as like, all right, what can I change? What can I do better? And trying to change the habits one day at a time. So any bad habits I had from last year, kind of curbing those and moving forward. So I think there's a lot of things for people too. But side note, Last of Us 2 has gotten me really excited the last 2 weeks. So that's the only thing that's really like I know I say this a lot. It's usually TV shows, and everyone can quote me. So I remember last time I was like Star Trek Lower Decks, and I remember like wait, I said that the month before too. I was like crap. But you know, TV entertainment keeps you happy, and The Last of Us, they did a good job with that adaptation. But I think and overall, just like the new month, new year, I'm very happy to start a new year and just kind of like look forward and you know, and also this podcast. I didn't realize this was coming back this month, and we did lose one host to other reasons, but personal reasons that he wanted to pursue other things. But you know, we're still here, we're still producing content, and we had Faye join us this month, so I was happy that she said, yeah, she literally was like, we could talk off stream because I came to her stream, was like, do you want to be part of our podcast? She's like, I'll get back to you on that. We'll talk about this later, because she was streaming at that moment. So, but yeah, but next, then she agreed. But appreciate it, Joe.
Like, I was probably going to anyway, but I didn't want to commit to anything before
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had details.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not as chaos as Purpose said from my last stream when he was here. I was talking about the podcast. But yeah. All right. So with that segment, we're
Because you
gonna
cut
try.
off our Genshin segment.
You got lucky this time that you put Genshin as late as you did, because if you put it earlier,
I
this
still have to
place
give
would
you a
have been
time
chaos.
limit. Nice. Dang it. All right.
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
obviously. If you don't want us to talk about it for 2 hours.
All right. I know you guys got a lot covered. And
I mean, you could argue that we could just keep talking after the podcast, but what fun is that? It's way,
Yeah.
way more fun to do it.
It wouldn't
on
be
the
dragging it
podcast.
out for you guys.
Wow. Exactly. All right.
At least
So
we're honest about the goal.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right, Purpose. Do you have a question you wanted to ask someone?
Okay, so I have a question that is followed by a question. So, who considers themselves to be a productivity person?
Okay, I say Faye. Yeah. Sorry, Faye. I'm not that productive.
Well, I mean, like, whenever I see a productivity person, like, I actually view you as a productivity person because, like, you have to have 4 monitors, right? Because you have so much stuff going on, and you're
Yeah.
like trying to be productive with your use of space and things.
Sure.
So, have you ever heard of Power Toys?
No.
Okay, so Power Toys is made by Microsoft. It's basically like Power User for Windows.
All right.
And my favorite thing about Power Toys is they have the ability to you know how whenever you take a tab and you put it at the top of the screen
Mhm.
and it like gives you options on like where it snaps to,
Mhm.
you can fully customize it however you want. So you can make it so that like if like for Nuka, she has like one of her monitors is horizontal and the other's vertical.
Right.
And it makes it so awful because Windows only has specific setups.
Yeah.
And for her, like
Yeah.
she needs OBS to be so large and she needs Discord and whatever to be this large. And you can totally make your own layout for how you want everything to snap. So that whenever like you want a specific window to be somewhere, you just snap it there and then it just like lets you pick the other windows you want in the place. So it's a super cool shortcut so that you don't have to manually size everything.
If you saw my monitor, it has that problem. I have like 5 different things open on this one over here.
Yeah, so it's super cool for productivity, Power Toys. That is just one of the things that it does. Like it actually has like, as far as like what it does, there's like, I think it's like 10 or so different things within Power Toys that enables you to do. Another really cool one is I forget what they call it, but it's like, you know how on Windows 10 and 11 like search just sucks, like it always like brings up like all the like stuff from the internet and stuff. Like one of the Power Toys things is like you just press you press a certain key combination and it brings up a search bar on your screen and it's literally the old Windows search. So it only searches on your computer and it only searches for what you want. And it does it the way that you want search to function.
Yeah, because
like,
search just searches everywhere, like on the internet and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I just thought that those things were super cool. And wanted to ask you all if you had heard about them.
Nope.
Also, another question would be, how do you feel about the new File Explorer? Because I'm in love with it.
Wait, the File Explorer Windows right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's organized.
Did you notice the change?
What change? Wait, let me pull this up.
I
No,
haven't
in
updated
case.
my computer yet.
Oh.
I have updates queued.
Okay, so Windows File Explorer, if you look up at the top where like you would close, there's a plus because you can have multiple File Explorer tabs, which used to not be there. So you only so like you can it's like an internet.
Look at the browser page. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
A lot of people don't notice that it's there, but yeah, like they just added it like within the last month that you can add tabs to your File Explorer.
Definitely more productive.
The more you know.
The more you know, man. The more in the productivity. Nice. All right, so there you go. We're gonna wrap this up. So Faye, you are our guest. So where can we find Faye? And where your little twitching is right there. What else have you been up to, or where else are you? Go ahead. Sir, you're closing.
I'm on Twitter. I technically have an Instagram. I never use it, but I do use my Twitter account. And I have a TikTok account, but it's mostly for the cat. So like if you want to see big fluffy cat content, there's a TikTok. And it's also almost famous. Like I said, it's like 90% cat.
Nice. Oh, nice music. There you go. All right.
Do you do any like YouTube short clips or anything like from clips from streamers?
But I'm not really sure what I'm doing at the moment, and I love my cat, and he's been bringing me joy, so I'm taking videos of him.
I only ask because like I absolutely love like one of the people that I watch, Pudge. He just does on his shorts. It's only clips from whenever he's playing scary games, and it's just the greatest because it's just like clips of whenever he gets the shit scared out of him, and then just like the out. Yeah, it's great, and like, oh, it's so wonderful because I mean, obviously, as a horror streamer, you get those much more often, but like, I just love those moments, and sometimes like, I don't like horror movies. I don't like horror games. I don't like anything about that whole genre. I used to, and then like whenever I had kids, I don't know what happened. I just like, it makes my heart stop now. And I think that a lot of it has to do with
it might happen to your children. I don't.
Well, no. So I thought about that, but I honestly think that it's more how reliant everything has come on jump scares and how lazy it's become to just try and jump scare every time. But I do love watching the reaction of people who are doing it. So like, it's just wonderful for me to get to watch those clips.
Yo, so like this isn't even a horror game, but the best scare that I got recently, I was playing Subnautica on stream. I have no idea.
Subnautica is a horror game. What do you mean?
Yeah, it is a horror game. What are you saying?
It is 100% a horror game. It wasn't intended to be one.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I was just like la-di-daing around, and I found a thing. Like I found an escape pod that was complaining about how they had been under attack, and then from like a worm-like creature, and there was a cave nearby, and I was like, well, let's kind of poke into the cave. And one of my freaking community members went and found this sound clip that I guess comes from the game. I hadn't heard it before, and I just thought my little computer's like, hey, you should get out of here, there's Leviathans.
Oh, I was there. I saw that one. The Leviathan thing. Yep.
I have never noped out of a situation so fast.
Oh, wow.
It was the worst. I was immediately like, no, I do not feel like dying right now. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what is up. I'm going to drown, but I'm not going to be here.
There you go. That'll be good content for sure. All right.
Ty also just like put us on a 2 months hiatus and then put us into an hour-long podcast and expected us to have nothing to talk about.
Wait, what? What are you trying to say?
Okay. So I just got one more thing.
Okay,
It's actually super recent news. All right,
go.
I don't know how many people have kept up with the whole D&D thing, and the stuff. Like huge win. Before the podcast went, Wizards put out a statement. They will not touch the OGL 1.0A. Everyone will be able to create content under OGL 1.0A, no matter what it is. They are not touching it, and also they are putting the entire content of SRD 5.1 into community, the community creation or whatever. So literally everything from 5e that is in the SRD is 100%. You can use it no matter what, and that is official. They can't go back on it. They have made a statement, and so that's a huge win for the D&D community. Way to to go guys pulling together and making Hasbro feel that you can't just push a community around. It doesn't happen often most of the time. That
I have a conspiracy theory about all of this and the way everything's gone down.
Okay.
Okay, so like, first off, who here doesn't know what happened? So I can give you like the.
Oh, only us two, I'm sure, know about it.
Okay, so very, very cliff notes. Wizards of the Coast, which is the company that makes Dungeons and Dragons and I believe Magic the Gathering as well.
Correct.
They had something called the Open Gaming License 1.0, which basically said that anything that you create for Dungeons and Dragons content was owned by you and that you could profit off of your creations, even though it used Dungeons and Dragons terminology because it's basically just a sandbox game. And then I think it was like on the 4th of this month, there was a leak for inside the company of what was supposed to be the Open Gaming License 1.1. And it was
Okay,
going
so
to...
hold on. That's not true. That leak did not come from within the company. That was, they sent out contracts to creators wanting them to sign that license.
Okay.
That like, that's what, like, they really tried to say that was a leak, like, and that it was a draft. That was not a draft, because you don't send out a draft as with a contract saying. But the reason that they did that was because they were going to give the content creators that were signing that, they were going to give them a better cut. So instead of taking 25% from them, maybe they would take like 17% instead. Yeah. But go ahead.
So basically, Wizards of the Coast was going to be claiming partial ownership of anything that you created, and therefore would start taking a cut of anything that you earned. They were also going to. It was a whole thing, and I'm not going to go into all the details. So my conspiracy theory, though, is because like it was kind of sneaky the way that it got out. So I guess it wasn't a leak, but somebody who had the contract, it was still kind of a leak because they weren't supposed to tell anyone.
No, they were under NDA, yes.
Yeah, but somebody leaked that 1.1 to the internet, and immediately, like, dude, do not bring that kind of shit. Like, D&D players are the biggest rules lawyers, okay? You think they didn't tear that thing to shreds to like get to the nitty gritty of like what? Because people don't care about what, like, on the surface it says. People care about what the implications of how far could
what
this
it
be
means.
stretched. So I kind of have this theory that, like, because Hasbro for years didn't pay attention to what Wizards of the Coast was doing, and it was only like mid last year there was a report that came out by a reporter that was going over Hasbro's financials and pointed out that Wizards of the Coast actually made up almost 50% of everything that Hasbro's made. And before that, at all of the board meetings, the stockholders were never asking about anything from Wizards of the Coast. They wanted to know about like My Little Pony and like the toys, because Hasbro's a toy company. But after that report came out at the board meetings, now all of a sudden they're asking about all of the like the Magic the Gathering and D&D and how can we monetize this better and da-da-da, because now all of a sudden that report brought it to their attention. So I kind of have this theory that Wizards of the Coast purposely fumbled the release of 1.1 to make the publicity on it so terrible that it bullies Hasbro into backing off.
Okay, so I don't agree with the theory, just because if you're familiar with the Magic the Gathering at all, then you would know that Wizards of the Coast is all in on bleeding us dry. Like, they want, like, if you saw the backlash from Magic 30th, like, they wanted to sell people 60 Magic cards that were not tournament playable for $1,000, and they counted that as like a large majority of their profit for a quarter, and it flopped hard, because for once the Magic community was not like, oh, we'll just buy it anyway because we're speculators. Like, they were just like, even the speculators were just like, I'm not touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. Like, you're asking me to buy 4 booster packs of 15 cards, and those 15 cards aren't even playable for $1,000 just to be able, and then people were like, but wait, your whole idea is that it was like the alpha beta set, and so you were getting like the iconic classic cards, right? But they released a set like 15 years ago called Collector's Edition, and it was that set that they're selling the boosters for at $1,000, but it was the set. You could buy one of each card in the set for $80. So if you bought it 4 times, then that meant that you had a play set of the entire thing for $320. Whereas they were saying to get a play set of the same exact product, to get a play set, you were going to be spending like upwards of like $750,000 in order to get it. It's like, are you like, so $320 versus $750,000? Like, it was such a joke. And they haven't stopped. Like, they're overprinting all these cards. They're doing, like, they are bleeding Magic players dry. And because of the OGL thing, Magic players are shaking in their boots because they know now they cannot push Dungeons and Dragons players around. And if you look back, the new CEO of Wizards of the Coast said, we are going to monetize Dungeons and Dragons. Like, that's one of our big things, is we're going to monetize Dungeons and Dragons. And whenever they tried to, they lost like a huge percentage of their recurring subscription base, and like it was just huge. Magic players aren't doing that, and they are like, again, Wizards of the Coast is just making more money off Magic players than they ever have, and they don't plan to do anything different. They just plan to. Hasbro has now said that they want Wizards of the Coast to increase their profits by 50% within the next 3 years. What do? Like, you have to make that money somewhere. So they tried the OGL. I think that there were definitely people within Wizards of the Coast that wanted that to fail. Absolutely. And they did leak. There were, throughout the time, there were internal documents that were leaked. There was many things that were leaked because they wanted it to fail, because they care for that community. But the people up top at Wizards of the Coast wanted it to succeed so much.
I shouldn't say that Wizards of the Coast, like, at the top. I'm talking about the people, like, you're people who are there because of the love of the company. They were there because they loved the game and have been there for decades, because they were so, like, because they liked the message of the company. Because the company, as far as the D&D side, has been pretty solid for a long time. Those are when I say they didn't.
That's because they've been hands off. Yeah. They've been absolutely hands off. They've not been touched. It's all been under one guy, and that one guy's gone now. They replaced the they replaced the man who was in charge of D&D with a person who was known for monetizing, I forget which game it was, but it was like an online multiplayer game that was like heavily monetized, and I forget which one it is. But yeah, it's things over there, like, it makes me not want to support that brand, which sucks, because I love both of those IPs. Good luck on your homework, Funky.
All right. And with that, we must wrap. But yes, tangent. But yeah. All right. So thank you, Faye, for joining us on this month's podcast. Thank you, Purpose and Venus, for coming back, and Joy. I will make sure I give you more catching time, and I will definitely attempt and off time to do some kitchen and see if I can get better at it. But all right, so I'm gonna end out. Let me see. Faye again, I guess everywhere. Twitch, TV, almost famous. Let me just do a quick
Twitter.
Twitter also the same.
We're
right?
up on Twitter. She likes Twitter.
She likes Twitter also.
I don't Twitter, but I see her
Names
Twitter.
on my Twitch page.
Yes. So everything should be on the Twitch page. So shout it again if you guys go follow Faye. We will see you guys in another month, another podcast. I don't know who else will be the guest yet. I'll be surprised, but we'll see. All right, so let me cue it out. 1 second, and I'll let you hold on. I gotta find someone to